A transgender man has given birth to a healthy baby 5 years after having his first child while living as a woman. 30-year-old Kaci Sullivan from Wisconsin, U.S., is believed to be the first person in the world to give birth living as both a woman and a man. Sullivan already has one child, 5-year-old Grayson, with his ex-husband. Grayson was born while Sullivan was living as a woman before transitioning. Sullivan at 7 months pregnant. Kaci Sullivan SWNS.com In giving birth to his new baby, Phoenix, a healthy child weighing 8 pounds 9 ounces, Sullivan underwent a C-section after 7 days in labor. Phoenix was conceived with Sullivan's partner Stephen, 27, after Sullivan took a break from male hormones. The birth comes 4 years after Sullivan, a business student, started his transition from female to male. The couple have decided not to reveal Phoenix's sex, choosing to raise them as gender neutral until they are old enough to decide their sexuality for themselves. Sullivan says he did receive lots of attention when pregnant, including some abuse online, but he wanted to break the stigma around trans parenthood. The moment the baby came out and I got to hear them cry was indescribable, Sullivan said. It's incredible to think that I had made this little human. After 26 weeks of morning sickness and 7 days in labor, it was such a beautiful moment. We are just so happy and grateful and enjoying spending time together as a family. The baby is delightful, loving and sweet. The connection I've felt to them throughout my pregnancy has been an incredible privilege, and the last 9 months have brought my partner and I so close together. Sullivan with Stephen. Kaci Sullivan SWNS.com. Sullivan added that he refused to engage with people who were perturbed by the idea of him giving birth. They will try and find our safe space and violate it with their opinions, but they are jerks, he said. I don't waste my time or energy by giving them anything in return. Because I don't see pregnancy as inherently feminine, and because I don't subscribe to make-believe gender roles, I wasn't threatened by the idea of pregnancy. It didn't make me feel any less masculine. Sullivan says he struggled with his identity his whole life and suffered abuse from the age of 4. When he became pregnant with his first child, he had hoped the experience would help make him feel more feminine, but it didn't. Throughout the experience, I prayed to connect with womanhood, to identify with what was happening to my body, but I couldn't. He said, I felt so hopeless and lost. I wanted to die. I fell into such a dark place and I was terrified to bring a baby into that darkness with me. But the moment they put him in my arms, it was bliss. Immediately I loved him like I had never loved anything or anyone, and I felt such a surge of duty to him. Sullivan with Phoenix. Kaci Sullivan SWNS.com. 3 months after Grayson was born, Sullivan came out as transgender, which, he says, felt like a ton of bricks had been lifted. His marriage eventually broke down and he lost many friends as well as his job, but it was worth it for him. Sullivan went on to meet his current partner Stephen in 2014, and after a false pregnancy scare, the couple decided to try for a baby in 2016. 6 months later, Sullivan conceived naturally and went on to enjoy a healthy pregnancy. Sullivan at 37 weeks pregnant. Kaci Sullivan SWNS.com. The baby is now feeding with breast milk provided by donors. Sullivan documented the journey with photos and a series of Facebook posts and a YouTube channel, My Trans Pregnancy, to create a resource for other transgender parents. He said, as my bump grew bigger and bigger, I got nervous going out in public because people would stare. They noticed my abnormal shape. There was a lot of anxiety, but the most important thing for me was sending the message that pregnancy is not a gendered thing. More about transgender, pregnancy, family and parenting. Reuse content.